In the top left corner of the screen, click the Create button and choose Document. Name the file. I call mine the IEEE Keytag. Once the item is created, if you click on the top right where the name is at, click Account and then Preference. Make sure the default units are on millimeters. Then scroll down and you can change the mouse settings to however you like. The SolidWorks, NX10, Creo, and AutoCAD. I'll be sticking with OnShape default. If you right click and drag around, you can rotate. If you hold Control and do the same feature, you can pan around. Click on the corner of the cubes to get different views. You can click on the side of the cube to get an overall view. Click these two icons to hide the front and right view. We're going to be focusing on the top view from now. Click on the sketch in the top left. We're going to click on the top view. This is going to let us put a two-dimensional sketch on the top plane. We can rename it. I'm going to call it Import DXF. Then we're going to select the DXF button and click Import DXF. Click on Import and choose the file that you downloaded. Click Open. Okay. And then we're going to select the item. And it should display on the screen. Use the mouse wheel to scroll in. We're going to click the inner and outer edges of the logo. And on the top left, we're going to click Extrude. If you look at different angles, you can see that normally OnShape extrudes at 25 millimeters. We're going to click the corner of the cube, look at a different perspective. And we're going to change this 25 millimeter number to 3 mil. I think this is a good Z length, a height length for our key tags. Click Enter. And you look at different views, you can see the IEEE logo, but it's missing its back. So let's fix that. Let's click on the bottom view, move around, and we're going to create another sketch. Click on the sketch icon and click on the back of the IEEE logo. We're going to create two-dimensional sketch here. Let's rename it. Let's call it Back Logo Sketch. Let's do a lined rectangle from the rectangle box. We're going to try to get the inside, try to cover the inside parameter of the IEEE logo. So that should do it. Click it, and now you have this aligned rectangle box. We'll click the check mark. We should see that we're able to kind of hover inside and select the inside of the logo. We're going to click the extrude button, and if you look at different perspectives, look at it at this corner angle, we can see it's coming out 25 mil. We want about, let's see, half of 3 mil to give that a backing, but you see it's going the wrong direction. Click on the arrow and it'll go towards the other direction. All you have to do is click merge it off. And now we combine the parts together. Click OK. We have one object, IEEE logo, as one item with a solid backing. Now let's measure this logo. So click the top view, zoom in, And on the bottom right, click this measuring icon. I'm going to click 2 points on the bottom and on top of the logo. And we get, it's roughly 46 millimeters distance. So we're trying to get that down to 30. Let's do 30 divided by 46, 6.64. So we try and shrink this about 0.64 or 64%. So click on the part, click transform, we can click scale, and then let's type this value, 0.64. And we're going to shrink it, click rename it, call it scale, 0.64 scale, click OK. And now if you measure it again, we're roughly under 30 millimeters, 29.7. Okay, now let's start building out the rest of our key tag. So let's build the rest of this key tag out. So click on sketch and click on the top plane, and let's do a center point rectangle. So let's go on the rectangle, center point rectangle at the origin, and drag it out. Doesn't really matter. So I'm going to click on the dimension icon in the top bar. You also click the I'm going to click on the left of the rectangle, drag it out, and 30 millimeters. Should be good enough height. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom. And 60 millimeters. Right. Go and create another sketch. Let's do on the top plane. Let's do center point. Circle, center point circle. Kind of line it up here. Okay, going to click. Doesn't matter the measurement now. We're going to click on the distance tool. Click with inside the circle. And click again. Oh, nope. And let's do 30 millimeters. Okay. Let's name the sketch. So I'm gonna call it circle. Okay. And then let's move this logo, IEEE logo. So we're gonna click on ports on the bottom left, click on transform, and then we're gonna click on translate by XYZ, third one down. Let's move it around and bring it closer towards the rectangle. It's the white arrow to move to the right. And up arrow to move up. Let's create another sketch. Click on the top plane. And let's click on the line icon on the top left. Click on the bottom of the IEEE icon. Drag it over to somewhere around in the middle right here. And to the top of the IEEE icon. and then to the right of the rectangle, bottom right of the rectangle, and connect it all the way back to the bottom of the IEEE icon. Okay. So click the inside of the rectangle, the outer side of the circle. Click extrude. Just click on merge with all. And if you look, 25 mil is too big. So let's do 3 millimeters real quick, just to compare. That's the height we want. And something doesn't look right. Oh, IEEE logos, it's smaller. So yes, we made a mistake early on. The good part about OnShape is that we could go back and fix this. So let's do that. Let's close out that sketch. Let's go up to the scale right there. Let's click on edit, and where it says scale uniform, unclick that. The z-axis we should not scale. The height should remain at 3 millimeters. Let's put x and y to 0.65. I want to make it a little bit larger. Let's rename it. Okay. Click save. Check mark. And yep, our logo is a little bit bigger than that 30 millimeters. I'm gonna click the inside outer edge, and let's extrude it now. So click on the side corner. You'll see it's way too tall. Let's look at it at 3 millimeters. And it looks pretty good. The height of our extrusion looks like it matches the logo. We could test that by click on the left side view, and yep, it's flat. Perfect. Okay. Let's set the 3 mils to 1.5. Merge with all and confirm the change. Perfect. So time to build out the order of all edges. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna create another sketch. I'm gonna click on the inside the Keytag plane. I'm gonna call it border. I'm gonna make a center point rectangle. Sketch. Drag it across. 60 wide. Perfect. Awesome. Let's do the same thing with a center point circle. So click it. Can't get it to that 30 mark, so I'm gonna use the distance tool. Click on the circle. Type in 30. Boom. Got my circle sketch. So we have the outer parameter. Let's do the inner parameter. So same thing. Center point rectangle. Try to get to 60 wide. Good. But now I gotta adjust the height for the inner diameters. I mean the inner rectangle. So find it. Okay, found it. And then I'm gonna do 28. No, I think it's too thick of an outside border. Let's do 29. Too small. Let's 28.5. Yep, I like it. Let's do the same thing for the center point. Oops, wrong one. Center point circle, and let's do the dimension 2, and let's type in 28.5. Okay. I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna zoom in and try to select the outer bounds of these circles. I mean, it's a little difficult. Select all of them. Let's go up at the top and let's get to the last part. Come on. Got it. Okay. And now we're gonna extrude. So click the extrude button, and we already know we're 1.5 millimeter high. So 25 is too much. We're gonna add another 1.5 to get to that 3 mil mark. 3 millimeters. Okay, great. Looks good. So now it's time to create the wing, the key wing portion, where the wing hooks onto. So I'm gonna move around. See what's the best way to do this. Just bring it to the back, and just create a sketch. Click on the back of the key tag. Zoom in. Center point circle. And around right here, drag it out, and just call it 12 millimeters. And let's do another center point circle. Let's do this one for 8 mils. And click OK. Click on the outer circle, and let's click extrude, and let's do, it's the wrong direction, let's flip the direction. Three millimeters. Now this should match. I'll confirm the changes. Once I click merge it off, it was done. Now we can start adding some text. To add text, I'm gonna add a sketch. Click inside the key tag. I'm gonna call it the top text. And then I'm gonna click text. Drag a box. And then let's think of something. Let's go Purdue. Okay. And then click on edges and drag it around. Sometimes the edges moves around, sometimes it stretches it. I'm still learning it. You also right click and change the dimension. So lining it up to how I like it. You can play around with whatever text you have. You put your first name if you want, last name later. Okay, that's a good spot for me. Let's select all the letters inside, and let's click the extrude button, and let's do 25 is too high, as we know, 1.5 millimeters. Perfect. Okay, now let's do the bottom text. So save that, click OK, and same procedure. Sketch, click inside the plane of the key tag. Let's call it bottom text. And let's call it engineer. We're Purdue engineers. Okay, let's drag this around. Try to make it fit in nicely. Looks good. Just select all the letters inside. And same procedure. We're gonna extrude. And let's do traditional 1.5. Merge it all. Okay, that. And we're good. Keytag's looking nice. Just checking if it's flat or plain. Yep, looks good. Awesome. So that's right click on the part, click export, and we're going to export this as an STL file. This is great for using in slicing software. Let's name it. We'll call it the Purdue Keytag. Keep it at the fine resolution. You don't need to change any of the settings. Once you export it and saved it, go to the slicing software. I'm using Ultimaker Color. I'm gonna put in PLA, and I will have some preset defaults. We can go into that a little bit later, but once you have a printer, there's a slicing software and you could pair with it. You could go with third-party slicing software. I'm dragging the Keytag in now from that file we just downloaded. So this is the STL file that Ultimaker Killer takes. I'm gonna click render, and now it is processed and sliced into G code. So yeah, we're gonna use this G code and bring it into the printer. And it's estimating about 16-minute print for this Keytag. The slicer software produced the G code, and now we could put this on the printer and click print and wait.